Don't overthink anything, bro. We're living in the moment. We put in too much work, bro. Have fun today. Let's go. Bring it up, baby. Let's go. Get on me. Get on me. 1, 2, 3, go.
What is good, YouTube, man? How is everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, y'all, and we are super close to game day. Oh my goodness, this is super exciting, man. I cannot wait. We're less than 48 hours out, man. Less than 48 hours out until we see some Raider football, until we kick off this season for the NFL in the 2022-2023 season. This is very exciting for me, and I'm sure it is for all you guys as well. So really quick, let me give a shout out to everybody who's already up in here. We got Chris Gang, SVT, David Rios, my guy Kenny in the building, Van in the building. What's good, my guy Van City? Who else we got up in here? Who else? Sean in the building was good. Kenny, Kyle Holt, Gonzalo was good. The numbers, Neil, Derek Vehicle. We got Shane Morris, Dangerfield. Oh yeah, we are live and in effect today. Who else we got him here? DeMarcus Webb, Carlos is good. Victor, Brandon, Mondo, my guy. Cody Witt. I'm going to just call you Cody, man, because we don't do the other part. My guy Antoine, Sean Donahue was good. SBG, Yoshi, Andon, Greg was good with my guys, man. What is good with everybody, dog? Hey, this is super exciting. I am super pumped up. I will tell you that much. Carl in the building says, hi, nation, from Oklahoma to 918. Shout out to my guy from Oklahoma. But, dude, this is big, you guys. We are ready to kick off the season. Now, let me say this, right? Let me say this, and then we'll go and deep dive into the roster, because I took a few glimpses, but I did not deep dive at all into this. So what your guys' reaction is also going to be mine as well. I'm going to give you guys my initial ones. Like, I took a glance. I never really deep dove into this before I got on air. So this is going to be live reactions and everything to it. So I'm ready, but really quick, we got my guy Rob Aguirre in the building. Shane Morris says, let's fucking go. Raiders are back. Lester Cotton hype is real. It is most definitely real, Antoine. And, you know, look. Before we get into the Lester Cotton hype, shout out to my guy Wasted. He says, that shit is a joke. And look, I said this earlier when it was sent in the group chat, Wasted. I said that right now. Really, if you're on the top of the roster right now, outside of these main names, it's not really a good thing. If you're at the top of the roster, it's not really a good thing. That means that they want to see the most out of you. They want to see you the most out on the field and see what you can do, because maybe you haven't been performing as well in camp. Like last year, we weren't expecting to see a guy like John Brown, a veteran with over 1,000 yards, play in the last preseason game against the 49ers. Well, guess what? What ended up happening with John Brown? He ended up getting cut. Because they wanted to see more is because they felt he had more to prove. And he didn't prove it, and he ended up getting cut. So right now, thank God that the Raiders have a fourth preseason game, because we got extra time to scout and do all of that fun stuff. But you know, this initial depth chart, I really wouldn't take it seriously at all. But what I will say, as we deep dive into this, I want to show you guys, and I kind of want to see who I think is going to start this coming up game, because the Jacksonville Jaguars did announce that their two Clemson guys, Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence, will not be playing. And I think Doug Peterson also said that he hopes that we're on the same page, right? Now, last year, if you remember, when we played the 49ers, they decided to play their fucking number ones for the first half of the game and then put in their subs. And then for us, we played our number twos and then we played our number threes. So it didn't really do much in terms of help, right? So hopefully Josh McDaniels, to me, it kind of sounds like Doug Peterson is trying to set the tone on who we play. And in my opinion, I don't really think it's it's anything too big, right? I hope that we played our undrafted free agents. I want to see all of our rookies. I want to see all these guys. I want to see year two guys like Leatherwood and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens, man. Shane says Andrew Billings is at one of the two starting defensive tackle spots. Yeah, I wouldn't take that seriously at all. I'm gonna be so honest. So, but we'll see. Yeah, almost every snap in that Niners game, which is not good, right? For a veteran that's been in the league for that long. And guess what? It looks like the judgment was good because he's not on a roster right now. So we'll see what happens. Andy liked the new cut. Shout out to my guy LV in the building. We got Snoops in here. We got who else? Kyle. Let's see. Andy, what I tell you about Hobbs? He's CB1 now. We knew that on the roster he was our best cornerback, but I don't think he's cornerback. You can't be a CB1 in the slot. You can't be a CB1 in the slot, unless your name is Kenny Moore. But yeah, if Leatherwood can earn a starting tackle spot, our O-line looks nice. It's going to be a very, very uphill battle, in my opinion, Nicholas. And I said that. I always said that I wanted Leatherwood to win, but when we immediately started seeing practice footage, I said it immediately. I said that Brandon Parker looked better. So, in my opinion, as much as I want Leatherwood to win that job, I also want the best five guys out there to protect Derek Carr, whether that's with or without Alex Leatherwood. So we'll see what happens. Let's see what's good. My guy Riso was popping. Michael says Leatherwood gonna make the starting lineup. It'll be like I said, it'll be a very, very uphill battle. Zay Jones gonna have 150 plus and 3 TDs. That'll be funny as fuck if he balls out. It'll be nice to see our guy Zay Jones again. I know that Derek Carr will be happy to see him, but yeah. Without further ado, though, you guys, let me see. Is there anything else to talk about before we deep dive into this? Let me ask you guys this, actually, before we deep dive into this roster or into this depth chart of the roster. Let me ask you guys. I want you in the comments name one guy on offense and one guy on special teams that you think will have a good game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. In the comments, let me know who is the two guys that you think will have a standout performance against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Canton, Ohio, in the Hall of Fame game Thursday. Let me know in the comment section right now, and then we will deep dive into this roster spot. Let's see, Andy, look at the depth chart. Hobbs is outside CB1. Hopefully he gets a lot of looks at the outside, Kenny. That's something that we've been kind of, flirting with to see if he can play on the outside. So we'll see what happens with that. Shout out to my guy GA in the building, T Billy. I don't know how many reps T Billy gets, right? If he's been balling out that much. Tyrone Johnson. So a lot of Tyrone Johnson, Matthew Butler and Demarcus Robinson. I really want to see a lot of Matthew Butler. That's a very good one right there, Victor. I think let's see what else we got up in here. Honestly, don't care if they stay healthy and grow. I agree. GA, my guy. Who else? We got Queen in the building. Shout out to Queen. Who else? Do you see wide receiver listed as outside guys and slots or standard one and wide receiver two looks? Like they did something similar with the slot versus outside. Yeah. I mean, like I'm saying, like right now, nothing is set in stone. We barely had the pads on for what, 6-7 days, about 6 days. No, 5 days. We barely had the pads on for about 5 days. So I don't think it's anything too crazy or too wild to look into, but it does give us a building block. It definitely gives us to begin, seeing where the roster's at. Cole, I like that. Big game for the punters, Foster and Britton Brown. I like that. If he plays Zeus, Thayer Munford, that is good news. Zeus is back at practice. Darian Butler, facts. Darian Butler, that would be a very, very good one to see, because if we go out and we see Darian Butler ball out as well in preseason, yeah, we know he's legit. Because guess what? It's going to be the same thing like it was with Hobbs, right? He started to stand out in practice, and then when he went out there in the preseason, he started balling out. So if Butler goes out and he starts to ball out, it's legit, bro. It's legit. Let's see. Shout out to my guy Jack. Let me throw that on. Hold on. There we go. Jack says, at Andy, were you in SF this weekend? I was not in SF. I was out in Reno. We was doing some things. Didn't Amik Robertson ball out last preseason? Amik Robertson had a few good plays in last year's preseason, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. It's called an unofficial depth chart for a reason. Gives us a guideline, but hard to look too deep into it. Exactly. And something to look at, right? Shout out to my guy right here. GA says Cleese at outside linebacker. And you know what's funny is that going into mini camp, Clee was still listed as a defensive end, and now I'm assuming you looked over and he's at an outside linebacker. So we'll look at that as well. How/why is Renfro our punt returner? We know that he could do those duties. Hopefully, hopefully he's not doing that. Hopefully we can get other guys out there. You know, we spent some money on some players that could really go out there and do that. You know, you got Amir Abdullah, in my opinion, he's the best one out there. So we'll see what happens. But it'll be interesting to see. He says he'd like to see a Meek. Hobbs was an animal preseason. It went right to the regular season for sure. Let's fucking go. My guy, shout out to my guy Miguel, was good. Hi, Jack, was good. My guy, Knock Andrew. It gives us a good look at our depth, in my opinion. Exactly. Andy, did you see Tim Patrick and their running back ACL in Denver are done for the year? And Sky Moore in Kansas City. I did not know about Sky Moore. I knew about Tim Patrick, and I did not know about their running back. So, wow, Sky Moore. I mean, let me put it like this. First and foremost, I don't wish any injury on nobody. But we can look at it how it is, and it is a competitive advantage to not have those guys at full strength, right? But I don't ever want to see our guys or any other team's guys go down with season-ending injuries, because you know it's stuff that you just can't prevent. But Tim Patrick, I did hear about that. Sky Moore, I have not heard about that. Hopefully, it's not an ACL injury with that. But which running back is it? Is it Javonte Williams? If it is, that's two massive blows to that offense. Sky Moore's day to day. Okay. Let's see. McDaniel said you're not going to see any triple reverse Thursday. This is a test drive game. There we go. So we'll see how much these players have really dove into that playbook, man. We'll see. Gillespie, that's a great one, Shane. I really want to see Gillespie out there. Hopefully, Malcolm Coons balls out. Pause. Ben, good seeing you. Well, Sky Moore isn't season ending. Okay. Oh, Kenny with a little what is it? Hot take. He says Gillespie's gonna get cut. Is Crockett? What's that? Oh, the third string running back. I was like, who the fuck is that? Moore was a hip injury. That's tough. That is a tough one. Let's see. Denver's running back, Demaria Crockett. Okay. Mullins is going to light him up. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what quarterback we see. We got 3 quarterbacks to choose from. We got Mullins, Garbers, and Stidham. So we'll see what happens with that. But you know, at the end of the day, man, I'm trying to win. I don't give a fuck if it's preseason or not. That's how I'm looking at it. FYI, Javonte, some other unknown backup. So many people complaining about Renfro being a punt returner. Tim Brown used to return also. I think that he's listed there because he has that versatility, not because he's going to be asked to do that. But with that being said, without further ado, I do want to get into this deep dive of the roster depth chart. So we'll go ahead and we'll begin to look at that. Even though it's not a film, I'm gonna put the films that we're gonna go into the film room background. Even though it's not an official film study, we're gonna go into the little film room background. You feel me? Let me pull that up. Boom, boom. There we go. Get your notes out. Get your pen and paper. All that kind of stuff, because we're taking notes. Right here. Let's see who we got. DN number 1, we got Chandler Jones. Number 2, Cleveland Furrow. Number 3, Malcolm Koonce. And it seems like the Notre Dame undrafted free agent right here is listed as a defensive end. Now, we know that we are going to be into a 3-4 as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But looks like Myron is getting reps at defensive end. So interesting to see that, of course. We got Andrew Billings as defensive tackle number 1. Tyler Lancaster is number 2. Looks like Neil Farrell is number 3. Kendall Vickers is number 4. Jonathan Hankins, he's nursing an injury right now. He's number 5. Now, defensive tackle 1, we got Bilal Nichols here. He is hurt, so that's why he is bracketed there. Kyle Peco is there at number 2, which I think that Kyle Peco is a very, very good player. I think that we'll see what happens. And I think that this is a very good thing to put out there, Leon. Shout out to Leon, says hashtag sign Phylon. I would love it because I think if we sign Phylon, we can drop Vernon Butler and he, it's an immediate upgrade. I love that. I love that. Let's see what else we got. DN number 2, we got Max Crosby at number 3, or DN number 1 on the left side is Max, then Jerry Green, Tashawn Bowers, Zach Van Valkenburg. Man, that does look a lot different without having our guy, what's his name, Kyler Fackrell. Why don't you bring anyone but the laundry basket? What you mean? What you mean, Jack? What you mean? Shout out to my guy, Jack, always showing love. Let's see. Now, outside linebackers, it looks like we're pretty thin there with just one. At Divine Diablo as an outside linebacker. Middle linebacker, we have Denzel Perryman. Micah Kaiser is now out for the season, so it does bump Darian Butler up the roster. I like to see that. So Darian Butler, as of right now, looks like middle linebacker number 2. Now, outside linebacker, we got Jayon Brown, Kenny Young, Lucas Masterson, which is solid. I like that right there. I definitely like that right there because Kenny Young is someone that will provide very, very, very good football at a rotational point. And Darian Butler getting a boost on the roster. Now, we did sign what was the linebacker? We got Bolden or something like that. Shout out to him because we do know that he is a long-time Raider fan. Now, cornerback number 1, shout out to Kenny. I'm not sure if you're still in here, but cornerback number 1 reads Nate Hobbs. But the reason why I'm not taking it too seriously is because right behind him, we got Amik Robertson. Then beneath him, we have Bryce Crosby. Then after that, we got Cravon LeBlanc. So interesting to see that. Now, cornerback on the other side, we got Rock Ya-Sin. We got Anthony Averett as the number 2. Darius Phillips as the number 3. Chris Jones there as well. I like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 8. We have 9. Damn, we have so many corners. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 11 corners on the roster. We got 11 corners on the roster. That's solid, bro. Now, free safety, we got Trayvon Merrick. Number 2, we got Deron Harmon. Number 3, we got Tyree Gillespie. Beneath Tyree Gillespie, we have Matthias Farley, somebody who we just signed. Now, strong safety, fan favorite. Just kidding. For a lot of people, they love him. For a lot of people, they hate him. We got my guy, Jonathan Abram here. I like Jonathan Abram. This is somebody that I vouch for quite a bit, so I do want to see him put a very successful season together. But this is somebody that I really like. Having Roderick Teamer here, I like Roderick Teamer a lot. I thought he brought a lot of physicality, and he's a good overall football player. Quinterio Cole, undrafted free agent. Isaiah Pola-Mao here looks like is at the bottom of the depth chart with the strong safeties as of right now. So defense, pretty solid. Definitely improvements can be made to the linebacker room, and we know to the defensive tackle room. This is probably the 2 spots that we can improve the most on, in my opinion, because here, it just looks slightly weak. Now, I think defensive tackle with an acquisition of maybe Phylon or a Linval Joseph, and then Mr. Who shall not be named, would definitely bolster up this room quite a bit. And I would really like to see, maybe entertain an Anthony Barr situation, a Jamie Collins situation, right? An outside linebacker or right here at the defensive end behind Max Crosby. I would really like to see maybe a JPP get a call, somebody that we know that can provide very good reps. So we'll see what happens. I like this list. This is solid. I really don't want to see Chandler Jones, Max Crosby. I don't want to see I don't want to see those two guys play on Thursday. I don't want to see yeah, outside of that, I'm fine with seeing really anybody. Maybe not Denzel Perryman. I think we know what we have with Denzel Perryman. Nate Hobbs, I wouldn't rush out there and have him have too many reps because those guys provide a lot for this defense. So, solid defensive front right now. JPP is somebody that I would really, really like to give a call. Shout out to my guy LV and Jack continuing to show love, man. We got my guy Jack. He says, A's first round pick at 19 is from Sachs. Bring us Loyals fans on your show. NorCal loves you, loves your takes. Hope you do that sometime. Oh, you're talking about a fan, like bring people on. Oh, okay. I was kind of confused at first. Shout out to my guy Jack. If we do fans, you already know. You already know. And I don't even call it like a fan show, like y'all my guys, man. Y'all the nation. It's a fam show if it does get done. But yes, you already know you'll be one of the first ones to get the link, bro. For sure. I thought Micah Kaiser was out for the rest of the season. He was, but at the end of the day, this was probably made just before because that just happened. So we'll see. Do you still choose Metcalf over Renfro? I've never chose Metcalf over Renfro. I chose Renfro over Metcalf, and a lot of people didn't like it. But I'm going to stick to Metcalf being beneath Renfro in my eyes. Shout out to my guy Justin says, what up, homie? What's good with you, man? Now, let's move on over to the offense, right? The offense is really where it gets interesting. This is where it really gets interesting for some people that really love to look at this. Now, check this out right here. For whatever reason, Keelan Cole is with the slot group. Keelan Cole is with the slot group, and I'm not really too sure why, because I thought that Keelan Cole was a guy that could play on the outside. So that's interesting to look at, but I don't want to jump ahead too much. So number one at the wide receiver spot, we got the best receiver in the league with Devante Adams. Now, a little bit surprising. Shout out to my guy Graf. He was kind of pounding the table for Matt Collins ever since he signed. I tapped in with the one Dolphin fan that I knew he liked us signing Matt Collins. I didn't think that he was gonna make this much of an impact. But if I do have to give any credit to somebody, it is my guy Graf. He definitely been pounding the table for Matt Collins since day one. But right behind him is the guy that I've been pounding the table for, Mr. T. Billy Tyrone Johnson. This is somebody that I've really been excited for. I liked him since last season. I really had my eye on him since 2020 when he burnt Keyshawn Nixon with a 22-yard cushion. So Tyrone Johnson is somebody that I really like. Good to see him in that top three there. Now, moving on to the left tackle spot, we have, of course, the $13 million man, Colton Miller. Then you have Jackson Barton following off with Bam Olaseni, which is a little bit surprising in my opinion. I think that Thayer Munford suits a lot better at left tackle. In my opinion, I think that Thayer Munford would be able to fly all the way up on the depth chart and be, instead of being the third right tackle, I think that Thayer Munford would be able to be the second left tackle. So we'll see what happens with that. But moving to the left guard spot, we got John Simpson in that starting role, then Dylan Parham right behind him, which is not too bad to see. Now, starting center, we got Andre James, and then number 65, we got Grasu. I do think that with Dylan Parham, you'll see a lot of players rotate. Like Parham probably will go to center sometime in this preseason. You also got Jordan Meredith, a guy that we cut and then re-signed, so he's back up there. Now, right guard, somebody that I didn't really believe in too much, but I'm happy that he's getting his time to shine now after putting a lot of work in, is Lester Cotton. We got Jermaine Illuminor right behind him, which isn't too bad. I thought Jermaine Illuminor would have definitely made a stronger push, especially since he knows this coaching staff and this regime to an extent. But this is where it gets interesting, right? Because you guys know how much I want Alex Leatherwood to win this battle, but there's nothing more than I want that the Raiders winning games. That's what I want more. So with Alex Leatherwood being here, just from what I've seen, and we've been very, very limited. We've been extremely limited on what footage we have, right? We know reporters. We know if we know reporters are like enamored with Devante Adams, so that's all they want to take video of. But right here, Alex Leatherwood is listed at the right as the right tackle number 1. From what I've seen, from what we've seen that I've been able to share to you guys, I thought that Brandon Parker was winning this job. It also seemed like in Alex Leatherwood press conference a few days ago, he did seem a little checked out, but from what we're seeing here is that he's listed as the number 1 guy. And if you look at the projected offensive line, this pretty much seems like what we would go out there day 1 with. With Colton, John Simpson, Andre James, Lester Kahn with all the hype he's gotten. So with right tackle being Alex Leatherwood at the number 1 spot, for me, it's some reassurance because I do want him to win that job. But what we have seen in my eyes, I thought that Brandon Parker was winning that job. But it is a battle, and there's so much more preseason and so much more camp to get through. Now, as we were just talking about, we got Thayer Munford as the 3rd right tackle here. So moving on to the tight ends, we are pretty congested with the tight ends. And shout out to my guy LV because this is something very, very good to bring up. My guy LV mentions that first cuts begin August 14th. Now, for those of you guys who do not know, the roster does begin to get smaller. On the 14th, the roster has to go down from 90 to 85. So only 5 guys get cut, but it does make that room a little bit smaller. It does bring the intensity up a little bit more because guys are starting to have to clean out their locker rooms, and you don't ever want to see that. But moving on to the tight ends, we got Mr. Darren Waller right here. Right behind him, we got Foster Moreau. Behind Foster, we got Nick Bowers, then Jesper Horsted. We just picked him up from the Chicago Bears. Jacob Hollister, I believe, was with the Seattle Seahawks. And this was our UDFA signing from, what school is he from? Utah. So Cole Fotheringham was another UDFA signing from Utah. This guy right here, if you're wondering, if you haven't already kind of looked into Mr. Cole Fotheringham, he's a guy that is really, really, really good at blocking. He's a guy that hasn't caught a touchdown pass in 2 years. So, he's definitely not a pass catcher, but he's really good at blocking. So he does offer some good depth there. Now, moving on to the wide receivers, this seems to be the slot receiving group. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at the first receivers list, this looks like all of the outside receivers. You got Mac, you got Tyrone. And then right here, you got the slot machine Renfro. Then you got Keelan Cole behind him. Then you got Demarcus Robinson, DJ Turner. This was a UDFA out of Pitt from last year. Dylan Stoner is on the PUP list. And then we got Justin Hall, UDFA from Ball State. So there's that as well. So solid, but this definitely looks like the slot receiver room, and I'm not too sure why Keelan Cole is there. Boomer bounced out the chat. Jimmy G always hurt. What happened? 49ers gonna run? Yeah, well, that's just a lie. 49ers about to lose on New Year's Day. That's what's about to happen. 49ers have a shit stain as their logo. What the fuck is going on in that? Oh my God. What the fuck y'all got going on in this chat, man? Oh my God. Now, moving on to quarterbacks. No surprise here. Or actually, I'm lying. There is a surprise here. I thought that Nick Mullins was the clear-cut number 2. I definitely thought that Nick Mullins was the clear-cut number 2 quarterback. But we have been seeing a lot of good things coming out of camp about Jarrett Stidham. Of course, we traded away, I believe it was a seventh round pick for Stidham, or a sixth round. It was a 6th round pick for Stidham. We got a 7th in return. But Jarrett Stidham so far looks like he's just one spot above Nick Mullins. Definitely surprised about that. I hope these guys can trade off halves going into this Hall of Fame game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We got Chase Garbers as the 4th guy in the room. He's the UDFA from Cal. Me personally, in my experiences, Chase Garbers is not that great of a quarterback. But this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets definitely gets interesting, because I've always said that I thought that Amir Abdullah was going to make this roster, whether it was playing receiver, whether it was running back, whatever, right? And it's kind of interesting, but somewhat disappointing to see. Obviously, he hasn't practiced much, but at number 1, we got Josh Jacobs. That's a given, right? Number 2, we got Brandon Bolden. Not too surprised because, he was one of our first signings in the offseason. Bringing him over as a knowledgeable seasoned vet from New England can teach this offense to these guys on the field. Then we got Kian Drake coming back from that broken ankle. So there's that. And then Amir Abdullah, one of my favorite guys, in all honesty. I really like what Amir Abdullah brings to the table. Then we got Zamir White, a guy who's just now got back on the field. So shout out to Zamir White for getting out there. Britton Brown, and then we got the newly acquired from the New York Jets, Austin Walter. Now, right here, we got fullback Jacob Johnson. It just is sad to see that 45 not be Ingold, man, but it is what it is. It happens. So we'll see. We'll see. But that's the offense. That's the offensive chart. If you guys are just now pulling in, this is what we saw on defense. And also, if you are just pulling in, man, hit that subscribe button because we go live a lot. We do videos. We do film sessions. We do a lot of stuff here. So if you want Raiders content, hit that sub button, hit that notification button so you never miss a video or a live or whatever we do, because we do a lot of shit here. But yeah, this is the offensive depth chart. Very, very surprised on a few things. Leatherwood was a surprise. Seeing Keelan Cole here with the slot receiver group, that was a surprise. Jarrett Stidham as quarterback number 2 was a surprise as well. So there's that on the offense. Now on the defense, I think it might have been a little bit more surprising that on defense we have Andrew Billings as the defensive tackle 1. I think that's somewhat of a surprise. But outside of that, I don't really disagree with much. Andrew Billings, Tyler Lancaster has been pretty productive, but I don't really disagree with much on the defensive side of the ball. I think that, Bilal Nichols is obviously a starter. Jonathan Hankins, if healthy, if we don't add anybody else, as a starter. Matthew Butler and Neil Farrell should, be up there as well. But yeah, I think that, not really many surprises on the defensive side of the ball. I think it's more of a surprise on the offensive side of the ball, which could be good, could be bad. So we'll see what happens. Moving forward. But let's see what happens. What happened? At home recovering from surgery. Thanks for something to watch. Appreciate you, Jackie, for pulling up for real. And I hope speedy recoveries with that surgery. God bless. I hope that you're back to full health very, very soon and ready for the Raiders season. Hopefully the Raiders don't give you too much stress, man, because I know the stress might mess up the recovery process. But shout out to Jackie in the chat. Speedy recovery for her after her surgery. Raider Digest says, Andy, I heard we're running three safeties looks a lot. Harmon is a starter. I'm not surprised that Harmon's a starter. I think that Harmon would be a starter and will be a starter, but it all depends on how they're running that three safety look, right? Because if they're counting Jonathan Abram as a safety, but they're playing him as a sub linebacker spot, well, technically he's he's a safety out there, and it looks like a three safety package, but really it's a sub linebacker with two safeties, right? So we'll see how it works and we'll see how it ends up panning out. But at the end of the day, I think that Deron Harmon is a starter in my eyes. I definitely think he's the best option next to Trayvon Merrick in terms of coverage. Now, if we want a guy that can come downhill and knock your block off, take some heads out. But I think that you put Jonathan Abram in there. So if you want a first and second down guy, you put Abram in. If you want a guy that's really going to secure your back end, you make sure that Deron Harmon's there. But there's a lot of competition in that room, right? You got Gillespie there, you got Roger Teamer there, you also have Isaiah Polomal, who is a fan favorite because of his heritage and his family tree. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Nothing serious, Van, according to the NFL Network. Andy, you need to pull up in Nashville now. Docs is coming, most definitely. Most definitely. That's a play that needs to happen, bro. But Waller, Kittle, or Kelsey, in my opinion, Waller. Waller has been out on the field more these last few years than Kelsey, and he's offered more to his team than Kelsey. So I have to give it. Or wait, what? I didn't mean to say Kelsey right there. I meant to say Kittle. Waller's been on the field more than Kittle, therefore he's offered more to his team. So I'm taking Waller over Kittle. I mean, if you're asking who can fucking block better, then yeah, you give it to Kittle, but I don't really care. Andy, you coming to Seattle? My brother already have my tickets. Would love to have dinner or something. I think that's probably so. Look, right now, I'm not sure about you guys, but right now, I'm looking at four away games, both LA, Nashville, and Seattle. Those are the four that I'm looking at. Now, I want to know which one, because it seems like Nashville is absolutely going to have an insane Raider Nation turnout week 3. So I would love to hear which games you guys are going to, and if any of you guys are going to this week's match against the Jaguars. Are any of you guys in Ohio going to be there, or be around that? So we'll see what happens. Any news on the Jones injury? Yes. So shout out to my guy Marzell, and shout out to Raiders Scout. He's always the plug. He is the plug when it comes to Raiders football news. So if you haven't, and you have an Instagram, check out Raiders.scout on Instagram. But the news on Chandler Jones, it seems like Chandler Jones he's dealing with a lot of lower body soreness. It's not an actual injury. He's staying out right now because a lot of lower body soreness, so they're not rushing him in there, right? Because when you're sore, you're not really 100%. You don't really want to be doing too much movement on not 100% lower body, because then if you get an injury, and it could be a big problem, right? But it seems like he's just dealing with soreness. It's not an actual injury. So that is a good question. And I'm glad that you mentioned that so that I could update you guys on that. I'm thinking about Jacksonville. Let's see, at this point, Mullen is nothing more than trade bait. No one is tripping on him being on the pup list. No, I'm not really too worried. I mean, I did say that it would kind of suck once the pads come on and he wasn't there. And I stand by that. It does suck that he's not able to be out there right now. But we got 4 preseason matchups, man. If he can get out in the last one, if he could play in the last one against the New England Patriots, get his feet back underneath him and hit the ground running for week 1, that'll be dope. But I don't want to rush these guys into it. And frankly, I'm excited that now we have enough depth where we don't have to rush Trayvon Mullen back. Because last year it felt like Trayvon Mullen is all we had at the corner spot. Well, guess what? We got Nate Hobbs. We got our guy Rocky Sin. We got our guy Anthony Averett. So we don't need to rush him into things. Now, for Trayvon Mullen, that's not the best scenario, right? Because he's going to want to get paid. So he's going to want to be out there as soon as possible. But at the end of the day, we can't be mad at the guy for healing from surgery. So we'll see. We'll see. Seattle and New Orleans, those are the two away games that you're looking at, Sunrise. Those are two solid games right there. Let's see. I'm going to Pittsburgh on the 24th. Damn. How I want to know really quick, where is everybody from? Like where is everybody from? Like where I want to see where the nation is at, because we know Red Nation is global. We know it's worldwide. So I know that we got Van City, my dog, out there holding it down for Canada. But I know that we got people on the East Coast, Midwest, West Coast. We got it everywhere. Fresno, that's right. Oakland, okay. That's right. We got Oakland in the building. Who else? We got Bakersfield. We got damn, Shane pulled up with a fucking haymaker. I don't know how to say that one. Vegas, my guy LV, Fresno, that's right. Man, I'm broke, and the only place I'm going is my living room. Hey, living room is good too, man. We'll be in the room for a lot of these, bro. So Flow, my guy, Georgia. That makes a lot of sense. My guy, San Antonio, Texas. Hey, South Carolina, okay. Ridgeway. Who else we got up in here? LA, we got Fresno, DC, Chihuahua, Mexico. That's right, Rod. That's right. 808, 97 Lancaster, Mass. Okay. From Lakewood. So, okay. Watsonville, California. Who else we got up in here? Salute from Stockton. Okay. Sack. That's right. Jay Mozzie. That's my point. We don't need him like that anymore. LA, Seattle, Bakersfield, East Coast, bro. Damn. Norfolk, Virginia, Miami, Vancouver, holding it down for Canada. Holding it down. San Diego, Texas, my bad. New Mexico, deep in cowboy country. Fuck the cowgirls. We got Portland, Oregon. Oh, yeah, we are deep right now. Riverside, Richmond, Virginia. And you know, that really fucked me up. When Cleveland Furrow got drafted, I know you must have been somewhat happy because that's kind of like a like a hood hero, right? You would think that he's coming out of Richmond, Virginia. Obviously, played in Clemson, but it's like, damn, he's the neighborhood hero, right? And then he gets drafted to your favorite team. It's like, let's go, and then the shit just doesn't go to plan. But Richmond, Virginia, when I first seen that on when we drafted him, and it said Richmond, I thought they were talking about the Richmond that's about 15-20 minutes from Oakland. So I thought it was there. I was like, oh shit, he's from the Bay Area. But then they popped up with Virginia. I was like, damn. Virginia Beach. Jackie says Seattle. We got Tucson, Arizona, Australia. What time is it, Ozzy? What time is it, man? Stockton, Los Angeles, Alaska, from Cali to Miami. Who else? We got Indio, California, Canada, Minnesota. Oh, Tehachapi. Okay. South Fresno, okay. Las Vegas, Miami, the 305. Well, we can all agree on this, right? West Coast, the best coast, right? I mean, it's easily better than the East Coast. Come on, man. Come on, man. Portland, Phoenix, Arizona, Florida Gang, Fort Worth. Let's see. What up, been bad? Damn. West California, Alaska? God damn. Dang just finished cleaning a COVID room, 559 Fresno. Damn. Y'all really hella different places. I think we only seen. I'll tell you what though. I think Fresno was really winning. I think Fresno was winning. Fresno is out there representing. I'm not gonna lie. Fresno is deep. I fuck with that, bro. I think I only seen one Oakland. I'll raise my hand for Oakland too. That's where we at, but that's dope. I seen a lot of Fresno. That's dope, man. That's dope. And so Oakley, see that also messes you up, right? I remember the first time I went to Oakley, it's like an hour, 2 hours out, and it's fucking hot as shit out there, man. Yeah, I don't know. Raider Nation is coast to coast, bro. Raider Nation is worldwide, bro. Raider Nation is worldwide. That shit. I'm surprised. We had one. My guy was from Chihuahua, Mexico. My guy 300 said East Oakland. That's right. Oakland right here by Eastmont. Okay, there we go. Now Oakland pulled up. I fuck with that. OC SoCal Concord. That's right. Let's see, it's not just the nation anymore. Now it's the Raider universe. That's right. Miami, my low key, a lot of heads for Miami too. Okay, that's dope, man. That is dope. But listen, we still got about 15 minutes in here. I want to get back on topic. We got Miami, South Hayward, 104. Oof, my God, 104. Fuck that. Panama City, Panama. What the fuck, my guy? That's dope. That's dope. All over the world. That's right. My guy Rod, egalitarian. Watsonville, California, by way of Jalisco. That's right. Vallejo was good. Ah, man, this is dope, man. This is dope. But I want to get back on topic because y'all flooded it. Y'all flooded it with where y'all from. I love it when y'all represent heavy. Um, I want to say this, right? I want to say this. I think that the Las Vegas Raiders right now, where they're standing, they have a roster that can win a lot of games. They have a roster that can win a lot of games. But where I worry is the depth at certain positions, right? I was really comfortable with the defensive end and the edge rushers having Kyler Fackrell, right? He's a guy that can come in, play good against the run, get after the passer when needed to, but we lost that, right? We lost that. So we don't have that sub opposite of Malcolm Kuntz when Kuntz is in, right? You could put Klee out there, but I think that Klee will be utilized more in a different fashion. I think that he won't just be utilized on the outside. I think that I think that our guy Patrick Graham is gonna realize that he can also be put on the inside. So me personally, I would really like target the Raiders to target a guy like JPP, who's been on Super Bowl winning teams recently, who's been on a squad that knows how far, who knows how much and how much work you need to put in order to get far and make it to that big game, right? We always talk about guys with that championship pedigree. That's why we thought that it was so good bringing Nelson Aguilar in, even with the drop issues, right? Because we know that Nelson Aguilar wasn't just a receiver, but he was a receiver that made it to the big game. And in the big game, he had a good game. He had a good season that year, right? So we want to bring guys that have that championship pedigree. JPP definitely has that. Who else has that? Adamkin Suh has that. We've had a guy like Linval Joseph. He's played in big games, but he hasn't played in the big game. So we have a lot of money to work with. My guy Van City says it's over 25 mil, which is second in the league. So we got the bread. I would love to see how we spend it. Defensive tackle and edge rusher depth is something that I would like to see maybe be improved. Outside of that, on the offense, I really don't see anywhere that it's a pressing need on the offense. I do understand some people's worries with the right tackle spot, but I really like what we have on the offense. I think the competition is key. So we'll see what happens with that. So we'll see. We'll see. What team does your brother for in Richmond, Virginia? Wait, what? My guy Kyle hit me with a riddle. DT worries me, and now edge rusher, because if Chandler is hurt, everything changes. If Chandler gets hurt, I think Malcolm Kuntz, it'll be a very big ask. If Malcolm Kuntz is asked to step into that role, but I wouldn't be scared. Now, I would be a lot more comfortable if somebody went down and we had a JPP to step in. I would be a lot more comfortable if we had a Linval Joseph or a not Michael Pierce, Brandon Williams, Sue, somebody like those guys, right? And then maybe on the linebackers room, you could look to add an Anthony Barr, Jamie Collins, a Dante Hightower, somebody like that. But I really, overall on the offense, I like where we're at. I think that we have a solid offense that can win a lot of games. So I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried. Andy, how many Super Bowl rings in our front office now though? Let's hey, we gotta get another one, bro. And I think we'll get another one. I really strongly believe, Nation, I believe that we will see that fourth ring in the next 3 years. Within the next 3 years. I think that we will have at least one more ring within the next 3 years, whether it's this year, the next year, the year after that, or it's every single year, right? I don't know. It's being optimistic. But I think that we will see that fourth ring get put in that trophy case, that Lombardi get put in that trophy case, that fourth one within the next 3. I know we could wait 3 more, man. We didn't wait it this long. Andy, our weaker positions don't play into the strengths of our AFC. We're good. I agree with that. And if you look at it, right, it sucks, but it is an advantage that Russell Wilson doesn't have another weapon, and it is an advantage that they lost a running back. And it maybe sounds fucked up to say that, but it's not me saying that I'm happy to hear that, but it is an advantage that they don't have those guys. Now, I'm gonna be honest. If you guys watched the Anthony Averett film session, Tim Patrick was getting fucking worked anyways. Tim Patrick was getting locked up anyways by Anthony Averett. So I didn't expect anything more from him regardless in our matchups. Cortland Sutton was getting locked up anyways. But let me tell you this, with Tim Patrick going out, you could put more attention to locking down Cortland Sutton, and you could put more attention to Jerry Jeudy, and they don't have a good receiving tight end. So I'm good. I'm gonna play with what we got, and what we got is a very good offense and a defense that can go far, but they need to prove it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Jerry Green was bad last year in preseason. He was getting manhandled, but he was doing good in camp. So hopefully he could do better, man. Watson went for 3 first-round picks and got paid over $200 million. Yeah, it's fucking insane. That's insane. But listen. My guy, Mister, that's why he only got suspended for 6 games, bro. It's the money, it's the revenue that he's gonna bring into the NFL. It's fucked up, but it's a business, so they look at that as business. Calvin Ridley, yeah, they could suspend Calvin Ridley for 16 games. Who gives a fuck? It's not like Calvin Ridley is really bringing in more attention, right? It doesn't matter. Josh Gordon getting suspended for over 25 games in his career because of weed. They did it, man. He's not a quarterback, right? They'll find another Josh Gordon, right? But they did it. They only suspended him for 5 games because of money, bro. Has Nassib been signed anywhere? No, he hasn't. And honestly, I would bring Nassib back. I would bring Nassib back. I would, for sure. True, but will we have this regime if he hadn't got fired? We may have had another. That is also very, very true. But regardless of how it played out, I'm happy that it played out this way. Look at how many rings our coaching staff and front office has compared to last year. Yeah, that's true. Defense going to be top 10, top 15. I have us right at 15. Hopefully that's where we stand this year. Hopefully higher, right? One can hope. But I think that we'll be right in that middle of the pack, and that's completely fine. I think that you'll find ways to win games like that, and I think that you'll have a solid defense. But at the end of the day, you can have a top 15 defense throughout the regular season, but once you get into that postseason, you need a top 10 defense. You need a top 8 defense once you get into the postseason, because everybody is clicking on all cylinders. You don't get into the playoffs because you didn't deserve it, unless you're the Steelers, right? Unless you're the Steelers from last year. But you don't really get in the playoffs. There's not too many gimmies unless you're the Steelers or you're in the NFC least. But we're not. We're not the Steelers, and we're in the hardest division of football. So wherever we go next year is what we worked for. So if we do a 17-0 record, it's because we worked for it. If we go a fucking 1-16, it's because that's what we worked for. So we got to really, really hone in this season. Good luck, Raiders rookies show up and show out in the Hall of Fame game. Yes, for sure. This is a game that I want to win. I want to win every game. I don't care if it's preseason. Didn't we go 3-0 in preseason last year? Rams, we beat the Rams, right? We beat the Rams. Who else we play? Who else did we play in preseason? It was the Rams. Who the fuck did we play last year in the preseason? I don't even fucking remember. I know that we played the Rams because Hobbs bought out. Oh, right. The Niners. So who's the other win? We beat the Rams and we beat someone else. We beat the Rams and we beat somebody else in preseason last year. So hopefully we can go. Was it Seattle? Oh, it was. Geno Smith got worked. Yeah, no, it was. Geno Smith got worked. Geno Smith got whooped, dog. Yeah. So hopefully we can go, 4-1 in the preseason. Like I said, man, I'm not gonna be too stressed over the preseason. I want us to win games. I want us to win every game that we play. That's how I think, and that's how I want our players to think as well. But I ultimately want to see a defense that knows their assignment. I want to see a defense that does the AAA's alignment, assignment, attack, right? Properly aligned gives you a good chance to attack, right? And when you know your assignment and you're properly aligned and you attack, that's a recipe for success. Same goes for the offense, right? Whether it's your receivers properly aligned in the bunch, properly aligned in 11 or 22 personnel. You have to know your assignment. You have to know your alignment, where you have to be at, and then you attack at 100% on every single play. So even if we lose every single game in the preseason, I want to see an offense that knows the scheme. I want to see a defense that is able to switch from a cover 3 to a cover 1 in a heartbeat. And I want to see a defense that can go from a 1 high safety look to a 2 high cover 4 look. I want to see that. I want to see those changes. And I know we're not going to throw everything out there. I know preseason is usually vanilla, very simple, very plain. But to me, having a new offensive coordinator, having a new defensive coordinator, and a new head coach, you kind of have to throw a little bit more at your guys so you can learn more about them. And I do want to see us go out there and compete. I want to see us win a lot of games because I think that we have a defense and an offense that's very capable of winning those games. So I'm very excited. I'm extremely excited. We're less than 48 hours. And by this time, right? By this time Thursday, we will know if we would have won and how we have played. So we'll see. You're okay with vanilla in the preseason? Me too. I'm fine with that as well. I'm not against it. I'm also not for it. But at the same time, I like Josh McDaniel said, you're not going to see any trick plays. You're not going to see any end arounds, reverses. I don't want to see that, right? I don't want to see that. But what I do want to see is guys knowing where they have to be in the right position. I want to see screens get executed to perfection. I want to see our linemen have a one-step drop back punch and then release when we're screening. I want to see all that kind of stuff, man. I want to see good goal line efficiency, no penalties. That's what I want to see, the little stuff. That's what we need to take care of. And hopefully we will see all of that, all of our training, being the first team in camp and all that kind of stuff really show and reflect on what we've done. So hopefully we'll see that very, very soon on Thursday. But at the end of the day, I want to see the players having fun. That's also what I see. Hammer's here. His girls are. Yeah, they just got booted, man. They just got booted. Cochino alert. Shout out to my guy, Willie Wayne, man. Everyone needs to be where they are supposed to be. Don't want to see motherfuckers looking lost and shit. Me too. I hate that because it's so preventable, right? It's so preventable. I mean, there's no better way. There's no better way to put it. There's no better way to put it than how Josh McDaniel said it, right? You can't win until you learn how not to lose. Those penalties, those are losing plays. Offsides, losing plays. False start, losing plays. Holding, losing plays. Right? You don't need to do that stuff. So let's eliminate the penalties. Let's get out there. Let's play good football, alignment, assignment, attack. Make sure that everybody's having a good time as we do it. And then we'll have a good time. What I want to see in preseason is 0 penalties. I'm 100% with you there, bro. Hammer Susias in the building. Hammer. Fucking Hammer, dog. Why would OBJ sign with the Colts other than the bag? Did Odell sign with the Colts? Did he really? Did Odell sign with the Colts? What? No way. No way did Hammer sign with the Colts. But Hammer, fucking Odell. But listen, you guys, we had another phenomenal hour discussing Raiders football with you guys. We had our nice deep dive of the new released depth chart. We got to see the first look and our building blocks of what's next and what's to come from this team. But as always, man, before I head out, please, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you haven't already as well. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video or a live or a film session or a short, whatever. We do it all here, right? We do all Raiders content. But as always, Graham, facts. Can't wait to see something other than a cover 3. Holy shit, that is a fact, bro. That is a fact. That shit got me nauseous. I never want to see another fucking cover 3 in my life. OBJ to the Colts? Swear to God. What the fuck? But yeah, man. As always, I love you guys. Please have a safe and blessed rest of your day. I am out, you guys. I love y'all. Peace.
Welcome to the Death Star, where our opponent's dreams come to die.